welcome to episode 32 of the Mingled Yarncast. I am your host, Stephen, also known as KnitFan on Instagram and Ravelry. And today we're going to be talking about some of the projects that I made during the summer. It's been a while since my last video, at which point in time I think I told you that there would be a video very soon called Trips and Whips, works in progress. But that didn't quite happen as planned, so here we are. And anyway, I have quite a few still whips and finished objects to show you from my summer travels. And I think well, we'll see how this goes. I also have things to talk about with regards to Rhinebeck and the West Knits Mystery Knit Along, but I think I'll probably save those for a separate video. Because why not? We'll see how far I get with this one, though. Maybe it's only going to be 10 minutes. Who knows? We'll see. But anyway, good to see you all. Welcome back. So I will get right to it. This summer, I spent a lot of time traveling around the country. I didn't travel anywhere abroad. This internationally, that's the word I'm trying to think of. Kept it local, more or less. I spent a lot of time in South Carolina, Florida, a bit of time with family in Kentucky, and a visit to Massachusetts for a very fun reason, which I'll explain to you later. But yeah, so while I was away and on these different vacations and visits, I took my yarn and my materials with me all over the place and made quite a few things, and also learned how to do some very new things to me. Last time that we were here, I told you about the weaving projects that I was going to do, and I did it. I've completed it, and I can't wait to show you what that's like. So let me begin by saying, in Hilton Head this summer, that's where my summer began. I finished the Go-Go Dynamo shawl, which I talked about in the last episode. So that was my main project while I was there at that time. And I finished it in Hilton Head, now that I think about it. So you've seen that one already, or if you didn't, you can check out the previous video and you'll hear about it there. But then I spent, as I said, quite a bit of time in Florida. And whilst there, I worked on this t-shirt, as you can see. This is a really, really fun and really quick project. It's called the Outline Tee. Let me stand up here and show you this. So, yeah, it's designed by Jessie May Designs. I think her Instagram handle is Jessie May Made, M-A-E-D. Jessie May is her name, the D presumably for designs. And anyway, it's a really fun pattern, and I heard about it from Renee at Table 10. And she had made a reel where she was doing the dropping of the stitches at that point in the piece, and it was fun to watch that reel. I thought, I want one of these for myself. But I had to make quite a few adjustments. As the pattern is written, it's written for a feminine form, and it's half halter top, kind of like slopey, drapey shoulders. And I wanted something that was a little more fitted and that was going to go all the way down. And so obviously for that, it was just lengthening the body, no big deal. But I did change the shoulders quite a bit, and I altered the back and the top. So it doesn't slouch. It fits nicely and moves nicely, breathes nicely because it has all these holes in it, which is fun. So let me just stand up here and show you this again. Hopefully you can hear me better because I have this little thing on. It looks like a boutonniere, but it's the mic. Last time I tried it, I should come down here so you're not looking at my torso. Last time I used the other mic topper. Let me show you this here. And I didn't like the sound quality in that video quite as much. And we'll see if this one's better. And if not, maybe I will experiment with a new mic system because it sounded, I don't know, you tell me. In comparison to previous videos, those of you who've watched several, is the sound quality better or worse or the same or different? Let me know because, yeah, I'm trying to make the experience better for everybody. And anyway, but this is, it's probably gonna make noise if I touch it, but it feels nice. It's a little like, I don't know, fuzzy flower. But anyway, enough about that. So where was I? These shirts. Yes, I was going to show you, sort of an up close of the drop stitches. So as you can see, it's called the outline tee because it outlines the neck and the center, and also the shoulders here. And for my version, because I changed the shoulders, the original has just like a little bit of a cuff here as written, so not an extended shoulder. But since I extended mine, I also added some drop stitches here, and I just followed the same, pattern instructions that were written for the central part. Basically, it's the same distance and the same setup and all that, just with a slightly longer shoulder. But anyway, this is made from a cotton yarn, a denim yarn. Let me get my head in here. A denim yarn that I purchased in Spain 2 years ago. So it's been sitting here just waiting to become this. And yeah, it was a lot of fun to work with. Um, Recycled cotton, denim. Um, I had, I still have many balls of this left, and so I have another probably T-shirt or two that I could get out of it. But all of them were the same color, except I had one that was just slightly different. So if you notice the cuffs here, same dye lot, but a very different shade of blue. And I also did the cuff, or I'm sorry, the waistline at the bottom as well. So I've gotten a little bit of wear out of this already. I haven't really done a photo shoot with it yet, so maybe after I'm done here, I will sit outside. It's a nice day here in New Jersey and New York City, and I might do my editing outside when all is said and done, get a little sunlight, and maybe take some pictures. But yeah, so this is the outline team. And thank you, Renee at Table 10, for introducing me to this pattern. Since I posted about it, other people have said they wanted to do it too. And if you don't already follow Renee and Rachel at Table 10, you should. And you should watch their podcast. It's really, really fun. They're more fun than I am, so you should really check them out. They have a lot of good energy and back and forth as they talk to one another, sisters. And in Pittsburgh, I believe, Pennsylvania for sure, Pittsburgh, I think. And anyway, yeah, check them out and follow them online. So, as I said, I worked on this in Florida. I worked on this, actually worked on it in quite a few different places. I started it in New Jersey when I was back here, and then it kind of grew on the road to Massachusetts, and then I finished it in Florida. That's what it was. So before I tell you more about what I made in Florida, let me tell you about Massachusetts, because that was a kind of a fun adventure. And I was in Florida at different times, and Massachusetts was kind of in the middle. So yeah, so it makes sense to put a break into this story and shift gears into a completely different state. So my friend Rachel and I, different Rachel, not Rachel at Table 10. Totally, I have a lot of Rachels in my life. I don't know if that's true for you, but I know a lot of Rachels and Sarahs. Those are the names that are like the most common on my list of friends. Anyhow, neither here nor there. But with a different Rachel, we went to Massachusetts, specifically because we were going to see um, a workshop of Borden, a new musical. And this Borden, you might imagine, is based on one Lizzie of Massachusetts fame. Um, and her house happens to be a it happens to be an Airbnb. You can stay there, and we did stay there, and we had hoped to see this workshop. We got a lot of nice swag in this bag. But the swag bag was all we got because they had to cancel the workshop for unexplained reasons, unexplained to me. And yeah, that was sad. That was kind of a bummer. But we had already booked the room, and we thought, well, now or never, right? So we went and we stayed in Lizzie Borden's house. And I know that sounds strange. I know that some of you are sitting there going, that's a choice I don't know if I would make. And others have asked me too, like, did we see ghosts? Was there any kind of activity like that? Honestly, no.
Hello, Stephen Weber.
Hello.
Is she here yet?
Still waiting. It was a pretty quiet night. I got a very good night's sleep. The people that run the bed and breakfast, they serve a delicious breakfast. I had the best pancakes I have ever had, and that's saying a lot. So it was a really nice experience. Now there were people there that were trying to do a little ghost hunting. If that's your thing, you can go there for that. They even sell you like ghost hunting little kits. But we were there. We're more true crime and history buffs, less so the supernatural. Nothing wrong with that, just not our thing. But yeah, so we were there to kind of just take in the atmosphere, and what an atmosphere it was. And it was strange and fun. And anyhow, yeah, so that's why I was there. But while we were there too, so that was one day, and we stayed there one night. But prior to that, we stayed a couple of nights just outside or in one of the suburbs of Boston near Salem, and so we spent a couple of days in Salem. At which time, I of course went to Circle of Stitches, the yarn store that's there in Salem. And I should say too that on the way, as we were driving from here to the Boston area through Connecticut, we stopped for lunch in Norwalk, Connecticut. And as we were sitting there in this wonderful little Irish restaurant, can't remember what it was called, but I look across the way out the window, directly across the street, there is a little yarn shop called Jean's Closet. And so, yeah, of course, I had to stop there while we were in town, so I did. And it's a very sweet little store, and Jean, who's the owner, was there talking to us. And um, hello, Jean, if you're watching. She had mentioned that she just went to Rhinebeck for the very first time last year, so maybe she'll be there again. Hopefully, I get a chance to see her. Um, and I was not shopping for any particular purpose or reason, but of course, I wanted to support Jean, and so I did get this little skein of Noro. There's always a hat that you can make out of this, or something quick, and of course, the colors are beautiful, and Noro is beautiful, and um, yeah, so that's what I picked up in Norwalk, Noro in Norwalk, and from um, Salem at Circle of Stitches, I got. Oh, one moment. I left it over there. I need to go get it. Be right back. Hello, I'm back. Did you miss me? So at Circle of Stitches, I picked up two of these balls of green mercerized cotton from Circolo, and it is the amigurumi collection. So I got this thinking it might be good for a crocheted t-shirt, which I still haven't fully done. I've attempted it and put it down because I keep screwing it up. I'm just not a good crocheter yet, and I want to be. I want to get there, and so hopefully this will be inspiration for that transformation into a crocheter. But anyway, two of these, and then I also picked up one skein of their Toil and Trouble hand dyed yarns from the Witch City. It says, and I thought this one was particularly beautiful. It's sock yarn, so I don't know what kind of socks I will be making with it, but I will be making socks with this. And yeah, it was funny because I was checking out, um, and I was asking the woman working the register if just a little more about the dyer, where this came from, et cetera, et cetera. And she was like, "Well, the dyer is me." Her name is Joyce. So hello, Joyce, if you were watching. And yeah, she was telling me a little bit about the process, the studio, the space, and this is a really lovely sort of springtime colorway. Yeah. So, Toil and Trouble, double double, Toil and Trouble, Fire Burn and Cauldron Bubble. That's that. So that was what I picked up in Salem. I still have. I was in Salem 2 years ago, and at Circle of Stitches also 2 years ago, and I have yarns that I picked up at that point that I still have not used. So there are several Salem projects that are going to be coming along the way here at some point, just not yet. Moment while I take a sip of tea. Do you like the Van Gogh? I do. Okay, where was I? Just to tell you a little bit more about our trip up to the Boston area, it was so much fun. In addition to the witchy stuff that one sees in Salem, we actually spent more time doing the Nathaniel Hawthorne things. We went to the House of the Seven Gables, which I had walked around and went into the gift shop when I was there 2 years ago, but we didn't tour it then. So we toured it. It was really wonderful, and I listened to the book this summer. Finally, it was very interesting. Really glad I did. I really enjoy Hawthorne's writing, and I forget that from time to time. But yeah, it was great. And we went to the Custom House. We did a little tour there, and just really enjoyed walking around the beautiful houses and the architecture. Then on our way from the Salem area to Fall River, we spent sort of a late morning, early afternoon passing through Boston, where we had a Boston cream pie at the Omni Parker Hotel, I think it's called, where the original Boston cream pie is from. We walked a little bit of the Freedom Trail, had lunch there. It was just a beautiful afternoon, and yeah, really, really nice. And then we continued on our way to Fall River, where we basically became Lizzie Borden focused at that point. We visited her grave, her family's graves. They're all buried together, interestingly. Um, well, I mean, at the time she was acquitted, but I don't know. If you have a strong opinion about that, you can leave that in the comments. I'm of the belief that she most certainly did it, but she did get away with it at the time. So I guess it would make sense for her to be buried with her family. But anyway, um, we then from there the next day, as we were making our way home, we just happened to look at the map, and I don't really know my geography in New England too well, but I saw, oh, Fall River is right next to Newport, Rhode Island, where all the big mansions are, Gilded Age type stuff. So we passed through there, and we took a tour of the breakers, which was really, really cool to see. I've read about that for many years, and have always wanted to go, and just haven't for whatever reason. It's not really that far away, but I hadn't been there. And anyway, we continued driving kind of the scenic route to get home, and stopped for lunch in Narragansett. And yeah, just had a really, really lovely summer trip, quick trip. It was about 3.5, 4 days that we were in the New England area. So yeah, it was great. So then, back in Florida, I learned how finally to weave. And I know I mentioned this in the previous episode, but I want to show you now the fruit of my labors. And I used this book, as I showed before. Learn to Weave Irish Tweed. The brand is here, pop out. So if you can find this online in different places. But yeah, so that's the brand if you want to buy this yourself. And I have disassembled the the loom, so it looks like this again. But once it's together, the instructions were very, very clear. The loom was very fun and simple to use, and really absorbing. I really found myself enjoying the act of weaving. It's very different than knitting. That shouldn't need saying, but the way that I don't know, it just directed my focus was similar. And because it was something new that I'm learning, perhaps it was even more intense. The first time that I made a thing with it, which was this little mat right here. um, this little thing took me about 3 hours, which included like reading the instructions, setting it up. I mean, it was from start to finish, from zero knowledge to getting this done. So it took 3 hours to do that. And while I was doing it, I mean, I looked up at the clock after a while, and I was like, it's 2 p.m. I haven't had lunch, and I haven't cared to have lunch. I didn't even realize that I was hungry until I saw the time. And anyway, so the projects that you are able to make with this particular loom are tea cozy and some coasters. So this is for your teapot, to set that on. And then the coasters are very similar, just smaller. And yeah, so I use the yarn to make basically, well, okay, if you take a look at the bigger one here, bigger being a relative term, obviously. I used all the colors. So there's red, there's blue, there's green, there's white, and there's gray, which looks similar, but you can probably see there's a slight difference there. For the coasters, for each of those, I only used 4 colors so that they all look slightly different from one another, but similar in texture. So if I can get these all up here, yeah, that's what these look like. So this one just used the white, gray, blue, and green. This one just used blue, red, gray, and green. No, oh, because I ran out of white at that point. And then this one only used the white, the gray, the red, and the blue. And yeah, they were really cool. You can see now, I mean, it's very tightly woven, but when I pulled it off the loom and before I blocked it, they are very uh, what's the word? Stiff. Yeah, they're very stiff. Like not exactly cardboardy. I mean, they'll flop around and everything, but they're stiffer. And then they really bloomed and loosened up. So now they're very drapey. Not that it's the most comfortable uh, textile to wear. Not this. This is a Donegal tweed, which obviously tweed is made into clothing all the time. But this particular one, it's part of a kit to learn how to weave. It's not the finest in the world, but it is solid and very good for a coaster. So yeah, and I've used them a bit. It said you could make 4 coasters, but I found with the amount of yarn that I had, I could only get 3. I mean, I still have a little bit of yarn left over, but I don't think it's enough to make a 4th one. And that could just be me. I could have maybe not had such long tails of yarn in the making process, but I didn't know how to gauge that yet, and that's okay. I'm happy with my 3. So anyway, yeah, these turned out really well, and I really, really love them, and I really loved weaving. So I loved it so much that when I posted about it, I got the nicest message from my friend Donna on Instagram. She is Yogi Knit Girl, if you would like to follow her, and you should. And she is a weaver, and she asked me if she could send me some hand looms. And I responded, "Oh, you don't have to do that." But then I thought, if you're trying to get rid of them and you want to send them somewhere, I could probably bring them to school and I could start teaching students how to do this. So I thought she was just going to send me 1 or 2, but she sent me like 6 of them. Like, check these out, and they're all different sizes. So they're these. I think they're called Hokel wood hand looms, and I haven't used them yet. I'm going to be using them soon, and I won't be teaching the club until a few more weeks. But yeah, so you can take it with you anywhere, get it all strung up for the warp, and just weave as you go. So they're different sizes. Those are 2 of them. Also different colors. I don't know how different they look to you on the screen here, but anyhow, yeah, there's going to be so much that I can do with these, and so much that I'll be able to teach students how to do. So I'm really, really super excited about this. Thank you so much, Donna. That was really a very, very kind gift, and these will go towards, educating the next generation. So, including myself, I'm the next generation too when it comes to weaving. But I finally lived up to my name, Weber auf Deutsch, which means weaver. So I can now say that I've lived up to my namesake, and I'm going to keep going with it and see what else I can learn and how I can develop in this craft, along with crochet and knitting. So the fiber arts just keep extending from these hands. um, anyhow, that was that in terms of my weaving. Oh, but you know what? I realized I have never. Um, oh, I misplaced something. 1 second. Where did it go? Oh, here it is. Okay, found it. So as I was saying, I realized I never showcased this. Also a gift from a student of mine, and this is part of his gift too. Ryan, who just graduated last year, he was a member of our crochet and knit club at school. He went on the school trip to Peru, and I normally go on the trips. Usually I'm in charge of them, but in the last couple of years, I've sort of handed off those responsibilities. Not that I won't ever do it again. I just wanted some other people to have a chance and to know how to do it. So anyway, I didn't go on this trip. My scheduling didn't allow it for me. So, but I really wanted to. I wanted to go to Peru for a very long time, and I asked him to just buy, if he sees a book about knitting in the Peruvian traditions and whatnot, to just get it. If it's 25-30 bucks, get it, and I'll give him money. So I did, and he found this book, The Secrets of Spinning, Weaving, and Knitting in the Peruvian Highlands. So it's perfect. And I spent some time just kind of flipping through it. I need to study it in depth, but it has some really, really wonderful, beautiful pictures. And just flipping through it, it's so colorful and pleasing to just look at. But it has some very interesting cast-on methods and um, different weaving techniques, spinning techniques as well, which I started to learn and put that down. I wasn't taking to it very quickly, but I obviously need to try it again. Um, so anyway, yeah, this was a gift from Ryan, and this bracelet was too. So thank you, Ryan, if you are watching, or his mother, Muriel. She may be watching too. I got to know her on our trip to Spain the year before, which is where I bought the yarn for this T-shirt in Valencia. And anyhow, she's also a knitter and crocheter too. So hello to both of you. And I should say too that I've been trying to figure out in my head a plan to do an episode that's about my former students. Because now that the clubs at school has existed for a few years, several of the kids have graduated, and I feel comfortable bringing them on to talk about themselves. I'm not comfortable filming and showcasing the current students. I feel like for one thing, there's probably an actual rule that says I can't do that. I'm not aware necessarily what the rules are, but even so, I just don't feel like showcasing them and putting violating their privacy, I guess, is the way that I'm trying to say. Um, but for those that are now in the adult world, graduated, if they are willing to come on, I would like to maybe talk to some of them and talk about what the club meant to them growing up, and where they are currently with their skills in knitting and crocheting, et cetera, et cetera. So that's something that will hopefully, in some form or another, be coming down the line. We have that to look forward to. Okay, now that brings us back to Florida once more, where I learned how to weave. I also um, got to know Shannon, who is the owner of a new yarn store called The Common Thread in St. Petersburg. And I happened to be there for the opening celebration of the store, which was a lot of fun. Um, it's a great place. St. Pete's a great town. There's a lot of arts there, that just a good energy, good vibe, and but lacking a yarn shop. From what I understand, there had been one, but I believe the owner may have passed away, and that just kind of left a void in the community, the fiber arts community. So Shannon is there to fill that void, and it's a beautiful little store. And she's already brought people together for craft nights and events, and yeah, it was great getting to know her and her store and her vision. And I can't wait to go back and spend some more time there. Um, I also spent a bit of money there, so let me show you that. Uh, First, let's see. I've got a few things here. I She had this. I got a few of these. I think I got four of these. This is Hempathy, a durable cotton, hemp, and modal blend. I got in this lovely brown color. I got four of these with the idea of making another T-shirt, something light and breathable and fun. So that was one thing I got there. Um, and I went to visit a couple of times. I felt like I had to support her and get something each time. What a horrible thing to have to buy yarn, but somebody's got to do it. So on that first visit, I got the empathy, and also this was a yarn that was designed specifically for the store opening by Swan City Yarns. It's a sparkly sock. You can see some of the sparkle in there, and the colorway is called Sunshine City, which is the nickname of St. Petersburg. And yeah, I can't wait to play around with this. I actually have some design ideas for this one that I am going to get to soon. And by the way, I've spent quite a bit of time this summer too working on a sock design that I've talked about before on here, but finally like got down to it, and then the school year started, and all of my time and focus went towards that. But I finished the first of the pair of the socks, and I've been taking notes as I've gone along. So anyway, that will be coming soon. I promise you. I promise you. But then I want to get to this one because I have a very different, cool idea for this. Actually, you know what? This label is covering up some of the colors. Let me just slide it off here. Those oranges were hidden. The pink and the yellow were dominating, but there's also a lovely warm orange in there as well. Yeah, can't wait, can't wait. So that was day one at the opening, grand opening, but then I went back two more times, and on another visit, I got this Lang Illusion yarn. And this one is what are you made of? 55% cotton and 45% bamboo, so plant-based as well. Again, for warmer weather. And let me see if I can take that off here so we can see these colors a little more. So you can see it's um, got several colors twisted together. Don't know what I'm going to make with this. Probably socks. I don't know. We'll see. It's pretty big. Maybe probably get a t-shirt out of that too, or so, or a tank top, something small. But anyway, that's that. And then, yet another Noro. Because can you have too much Noro? No. And this one, though, compared to, where did you go? Jean's closet. This one is, very, very Starry Night, very Van Gogh. This one is very woodsy, woodland creatures, uh, deciduous forest. And yeah, two completely different feelings, but both beautiful. And I whenever I see these, I see hats. So maybe there's a quick hat design that will come out of these. Who knows? But I look forward to it. Um, Now, let me check my notes to make sure I've gotten to everything. I think that I actually have. Wow. Okay. Great. Trying to think if I have any book recommendations for you. Hmm. I do. One moment. Okay, I'm back again. And I'm reading currently Your Brain on Art, How the Arts Transform Us, which is by Susan Magzaman and Ivy Ross. And I'm not finished with it yet, but I've read enough of it that I can definitely recommend it to you. I think I've got about 90 pages left. But it is, well, it is what it says it is. It's a book about the science, the neuroscience of how our brains interact with art, both in terms of creating it and also in terms of observing, receiving, and engaging with it, with other people's. And it's fascinating. I mean, there are a lot of things, of course, that you would expect, that art has calming effects. Art will, bring your heart rate down. Like, of course, you probably just know that from your lived experience, but it has a whole lot else to say about just measurements of brain activity and things that are observable as people engage with both, again, the making and the receiving of art. And yeah, it's really interesting. So I definitely recommend it. It's also got a beautiful cover, doesn't it? Those colors are great. And yeah, that's my book recommendation. Your Brain on Art. Um, Let me know what you think. If you've read it, what were your takeaways? I'm again almost finished with it, and I will share perhaps my thoughts on that when I am fully done. Um, I will say this one criticism: there's not enough about the fiber arts in here, quite frankly. I went to the index to look for knitting, crochet, fiber arts, weaving, all of it, and doesn't go there enough. There are like a couple of places where it's mentioned, but I would like to see an additional study on the neuroscience of knitting and what that's doing to our brain. But that's for another book, another time, another day. Anyhow, I think that's going to be it for now, everybody. Like I said, next time I'm going to talk to you about my West Knits preparations. Oh, you know what? Okay, if you lasted this long, you get a sneak preview. Thank you for watching to the end. By the way, like and subscribe and share and help spread the word of this channel if you've been enjoying it. It's fun to make this show, and I'm glad that so many people are enjoying it. But there's always room for more, so tell your friends. But anyway, if you've made it this far, here's a quick glimpse of my current whip, which is a West Knits shawl, and it is one that I've been eyeballing for years, literally years, like 4 years, and just hadn't made yet. And this is what I was working on a lot during my summer travels in, uh, especially in Boston, in the Lizzie Borden house. But it's I had to put it down to work on this T-shirt and some other things that I wanted to get done. So now I'm back at it full time. So here is your quick glimpse, but I'm not going to say too much more about it. But isn't she lovely? I love this colors. I can't wait to talk about it. But I have to finish it, and I have to get it off those needles because I need those needles for the mystery knit along. So next time, more about painting bricks. Hopefully, it'll be done, and more about the colors that I've chosen for the mystery knit along, and maybe little logistical stuff about Rhinebeck because that's right around the corner as well. Okay, and that's it. I will see you next time. Thank you for being here. Happy knitting. Have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, a wonderful however long it is until the next time that we are here together. Take care.